All right, who's ready for some bad camera angles and lighting? Putting tips. You guys want putting tips, right? We all want to putt better. If you can putt good, why are you auto-focusing on the thing behind me? No, here, me. Focus on me. There we go. If you want to play good, you got to putt good. So let's talk about a few putting things, and I'm going to go over 2 drills for you guys. Simple drills, make you a better putter. One's pretty straightforward, the other one's kind of like, huh? But it really will make sense is when you guys think about it a little bit. Check my microphone here, looks good. All right, cool. So what we got going on here, we got a basket, I got a net. I got a net to throw because throwing's great. You've heard people talk about lines. I haven't got a chance to do line style drill for you guys yet. That's okay. We got 5-foot increments marked out on the floor all the way back to 40 foot. So I got to go all the way out into the driveway there. Oop, there we go. So that's 40 foot right at our. So how this works, we're gonna go over this drill real quick. Let's set this up right here. See my mess of a garage? So this drill is gonna do a couple things for you. This is gonna be a little longer video, but I'm gonna get to the drill and then I'll go through the explanations. I know you're talking to my chest, but that's so you can see everything else going on. So what we're gonna do, the idea of this drill is to keep you moving and to keep you resetting. We're gonna start at 5, move back. Every putt you make, you move back. Every putt you miss, you move forward. Why would you start at 5? Well, you have to make 5-footers. You always wanna make sure, even on a 5-footer, this is critical, even on a 5-foot putt, don't be stupid. Take your time, go through your routine, make the putt. If you half-ass it, that's when you're gonna dunk the cage and it's gonna fall on the floor. All right, made a 5-footer. 10-footer, we're gonna go back to 15. I'm gonna purposely miss. I missed that one. I have to come back up here, 15 foot. Make it, we're gonna go back to 20. 25. So what this drill will teach you, we get some better camera anglage. There we go. What this drill is going to teach you is to practice all the distances, and what it's also going to help you find is some of your weak point in shooting. So you're going to find that you're going to always constantly stall at a certain spot. It's going to keep you around that spot, but you're going to move forward, you're going to hit that putt, and you're going to move back to, let's say, 35 feet. You keep missing 35, so you're going to go back and hit a 30. You're going to be like, that feels good. You're going to move back to 35. Eventually, you're going to start hitting 35s. And then 40 is going to be your weakness. But you're always building that confidence with your form and getting the good putt versus sitting there winging discs at baskets. Winging discs at the basket is not good. It will not help you putt better. The only thing it's going to help you do is if you're a new putter, it's going to help you try to find some sort of rhythm. Because that's the main thing you want is rhythm. If you're putting seriously like you're going to play, you don't get multiple putts at the basket. So you don't get to wing putts at the basket. So what you want to look at is going through your routine every time for every putt. Putting like you play, seriously, because this is a game. You can play it with friends. You know, how far do you get back until you run out of putters? You know, that kind of situation. So I've got however many putters, there's like 6 or something. How far can I get back with 6? So let's say I got 40, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if I got 8 putters, can I make it all the way back to the 40-footer? And you can play that game with your friends too. That's fun stuff to do. So the second drill we're going to go through on this one is the same drill, but we're going to do it differently. And I'll spend some more time trying to explain some of these concepts a little bit further because I want you all to understand why we're doing some of this. Some people just want to see the drills, and that's fine. You don't need to understand the whole underlying concept. All right, we got everybody here. All right. So how this drill works, let's get some better camera anglage so you can see all my messy garage. We're going to close our eyes when we putt. That's going to be the difference in this putt. Not set up, get here, come into the thing, look, and then close your eyes and throw the disc. We're going to set our base because everything comes from your feet. You aim with your feet. Your putting motion should be the same every time. And that's what I'll explain with the winging discs part. That's where it comes bad. So we're going to set up, close our eyes. We're going to make the putt. I'm going to move back. I'm going to set up, close our eyes, make the putt. Now I move the camera so you guys can actually see that I'm closing my eyes. So I obviously need to be able to see to aim. So close my eyes, made that one. Made that one. Okay, I'll admit, a little bit scared on that one to kind of not hit my expensive camera. So at that point, I would move back forward. So let's get into explaining some of this stuff here with some better lighting so you guys aren't like looking at my shadow. When you wing putts, see, we're gonna need some distance on the camera here so we can get some downundicular. Your feet aim. If you're a straddle putter, your feet aim. If you're a staggered stance putter, your feet should be determining where your disc is going. This motion should always be the same. If I need to aim further left, I move my base further left. So when you start winging putts at the basket and you just stand in one spot and you're gonna try to correct it every time. You want everything to be the same, consistent, simple. That's the biggest deal. So what this drill will make you do is every time you move, you have to set your feet up. You have to aim with your feet, you have to aim with your body and go through your routine. Because that's how it is on the course. You don't just wing discs at the basket on a course. So you get a chance to set up, get your feet in the right position, make the putt. And that's what we want. We want to make sure that our base is solid and we're aiming with our feet. And some people might not teach that. Whatever, I teach a little different. And this is something that's going to help people. Number 2 point, if you're practicing putting and it's going bad and you're not making anything, stop what you're doing. Because if you start trying to overcorrect too much, you're going to hurt yourself. Because this motion has to be rhythmic, it has to be consistent. So when you're struggling, take a break. That's the problem with going out and busting out 500 putts or 100 putts. If you're making yourself tired while you're putting, you're going to start overcompensating. Putt until you start to get a little fatigued. Count your putts. At 10 putts, I get a little tired, so I take a 5-minute break. Pretty soon you're going to be doing 15 putts, and then you're going to get tired. Take a 5-minute break. Pretty soon you're going to be doing 100 putts. And that motion is going to be very consistent. That's why we practice putt. Now, remember, putting on the course is always different than practicing at home. I can sit here and make all these putts like nobody's business at home. I get out to the course and I don't know what the heck happens to me, but I start getting squirrely. And I don't know why. It's probably because I don't practice putt enough. I honestly don't practice putt very much. Why? Because I'm focusing on other parts of my game. Picking up putting can be a little bit easier if you put good focus into what you're doing. And that's the point of this video. We want to practice in a way that puts that focus on everything, not just tossing discs at the basket. We want to make sure that we consistently keep our form by practicing it. That's the same thing with throwing, getting reps in. That's why I got a net back here. I got a net in here. I've got this line on the floor. so I can sit here and rep out my throw. I know what I need to feel to get a good throw. Then I can go out in my yard and I can spend time seeing how that is affecting the disc. So, a net's not going to fix your game. Throwing in a field's not going to fix your game. Using your noodle is going to fix your game. So how we use our noodle to practice is going to help us be better players. So that's why coming up with games to play for putting, or drills that just basically force you to have to react to changes every time versus just sitting there and winging discs. I can sit here and make putts and stand in one spot, but it doesn't do me any good because I'm not practicing the rest of my routine. And when you get out onto the course, if your routine is to scratch your junk every time before you putt, you need to scratch your junk every time before you putt. It's a little bit lewd, so probably not a good idea to do that because I don't think the ladies will necessarily think it's the best thing. But if you lick your fingers and wipe them on your pants, lick your fingers and wipe them on your pants every time. That's what you got to do because it's part of your routine. You want to keep everything as consistent as possible. Now, if you ask me, you want to reduce every factor possible that can be forgotten. You want to get rid of any weird, I understand why Paige does her weird flippy thing. Something like that is a distraction to yourself into your game. You want to focus on making the putt and you want to keep everything as simple as possible. The simpler your throw is, the simpler your putt is, the easier it is to maintain the consistency because you're not forgetting something. You can focus on all the other mechanics when you don't have all this weird stuff going on where you're waving your arms around before you throw or whatever it is. You want to keep it simple. Putting is the same way. So hopefully that helps a bunch of people. And one of the best pro tips I can give you with putting, aim past the basket. Whether you're a push putter or a spin putter, a spush putter, whatever putter, a no-look putter. That was really bad. I was hoping that went in, but aim past the basket. Especially if you're a push putter, if you aim past the basket, you have to think about when you're push putting, if you're trying to hit the basket, you're always going to fall short because you're thinking in your brain the power to get to the basket, not the power to where the putter needs to finish or the disc needs to finish if it was to go through the basket. So hopefully that helps you all out, and I guess this wasn't going to be quite as long as I thought. 13 minutes isn't too bad. So let's do some putting. That way we'll just end it off with some putting here. Put you guys over here in my rhododendron that's dying because it's outside. I'm not going to sit here and drill at you guys about disc weight, disc type, but if you're going to practice putt, at least make sure the disc is the same disc. I have 3 putters in my bag. They all do different things. They're all different discs. 2 of them feel the same. 1 is completely different. So if you're going to putt with multiple putters, practice with your main putter all the time, and then when you're feeling froggy, practice with the other putter. Because I throw a spin too, and a spin is an understable putter. I have a reason I throw it. I throw it exactly the same as this, but its hand feel is completely different. But your standard putter is your money putter. So, let's see, what do I got here? I got 7 putters. Okay. These are actually all different weights. I've got 150s to 175s. Does it make that much of a difference? When you're putting, it does. I try not to let it bother me. This is my main putter, was this 172, 175, 158. This is a different plastic. 170, 167, that's a 175, 170. This doesn't affect me inside the circle very much, but when I get outside the circle, I'll switch to a lighter putter or I'll switch to a flippy putter. So those are something you need to consider when you're thinking about your putting, but generally inside 30 feet a putter is going to go in. It's the wind that'll get you. That's why I have an overstable putter in my bag to help fight the wind. So let's do some putting. Whoa, tore off, was a bad putt. Move back up. Remember, when you're putting as well, try to aim for a specific spot on the basket if you can to try to get that consistency into the basket. When you're new, it's not going to quite happen as well as easily. My basket is not tight work that. I think it fell over. All right. We'll say I was right here. It went in, but that was a bad putt. Remember that, because when you keep focusing on putting, while it goes in is great, but you want to give yourself that error chance. You want to be hitting a specific spot on the putt, on the basket. And you want to keep that spot for you consistent, especially based on your putt. Because high putts don't always do that. Now, that's an issue I have on the course with that last putt. I start not really committing to my putt. I start kind of lobbing my putt, and I lob that putt at it. And so I need to make sure I recognize that in that particular instance, I didn't commit to that. That's something that's important. Oh boy. My putts are getting sloppy. Now, if you identify a trouble range, like when I was here, I had a couple putts that were kind of you can stay here and practice. You don't have to keep following the routine. If you want to sit here and practice 15 footers, that's great. Take your putt, step back, line your putt up again, follow your routine, throw the putt. Three, 6, 7. There we go. Counting's important. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to practice 25 footers. And I'll practice 20 footers. 5, 10, 15, yeah, 20 footers. 20 footers right in here next to the camera. The reason I'm going to do this is because my putt's getting a little sloppy. So this gives me an opportunity to focus on trying to get my putt back under control. And if my putt keeps getting sloppy and doesn't come back under control, at that particular moment, I'm going to basically stop putting for a little bit. Adjust my feet and overkill. And I'm lobbing it now. Let's get her back on track. So my putting's getting sloppy now because I practice putted before we started this video, and I'm starting to get tired. My legs are getting tired. So I'm gonna take a break. So hopefully that helps y'all. Cool, peace out. I can find the power button. No, not that button. That one. No, not that one either. No, it's back here somewhere.